What's going on here? Take it easy. Take it easy, kid.
You got a problem, kid?
Yeah, I got a problem. I'm gonna break his head.
Man, I never saw the punk before.
Hold it. Head check. Get Sergeant Sullivan
Wait
on
a
the
minute,
phone.
Waldo. We don't want any police in here.
Tell you I'm gonna kill him.
All right, you're going out, kid. All right, now what's the story here?
He's my father.
Go on, get lost.
Your father?
What are you doing with this? We better take him in the office. Come on.
All right, come on, boy. Come on, come on.
I still don't get it, kid. If you wanted to kill him, how come you threw a punch instead of using this?
I forgot about it. I planned how I'd just walk up and start shooting. But when I finally faced him after all that time, I wanted to hurt him first.
He says he never laid eyes on you up until tonight.
Pete? No, his name is Shank. Shank
You
Milliken.
got the wrong Milliken, kid.
You're lying to me. That is Shank Milliken out there. It has to be.
I know Shank Milliken. He's one of the all-time greats on the horn. He played along with guys like Bird Parker, Kenny Clark, Dexter Gordon.
Yeah, I know. He's my father.
What's the matter, boy? Don't you know your own father when you see him?
I saw a couple of bad photos of him in the old jazz magazines. That's all.
Well, I know Shank. He was a great guy.
Sure. Real great. Just because my mother's Vivian Burke, he thinks he can scare her with those letters. He thinks...
Vivian Burke? The big stage actress?
I didn't know that Shank was married to her.
Yeah. Happened when they were working the saloons. They broke up right after I was born. Now he's sending her letters, telling her he'll ruin her, close a new show before it opens, unless she pays what he asks.
I don't buy that. Shank never cared anything about money. He hardly knew it existed. He used to reach into his pockets to pull out a dime and make a phone call, and used to pull out 2 or 3 crumpled paychecks he hadn't cashed yet. Like Waldo, Shank was kind of a hero to me on the horn. I'd like to look into this. I'm gonna take the kid home, unless you want to turn him over to the police.
No, he just made a mistake.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. This is my doing. I'm not gonna let you bother my mother about it. She's got a million worries already.
Look, kid, your mother worries a lot. And I always say, if you gotta worry, give it to a professional worrier.
You better do as he says.
Come on, kid. Come on.
Mrs. Staccato, I am terribly sorry to have kept you waiting so long. Dave has been telling me some awful story about creating a scene in the village this evening. You were very sweet to bring David home to me, and I do appreciate it. What a shame. No one has given you a drink. Oh, dear, I forgot the servants are off tonight. How exasperating. May I get you something?
No, it's quite all right, Mrs. Burke. Quite
Then
all right.
do sit down, please. I hope David's escapade wasn't too serious, Mr. Staccato.
No, just the prank of a typical young potential murderer.
Oh, it's the boys he associates with in the city schools. I wanted terribly for him to go to a fine private school in New Hampshire, Carrollton Hall. It's a precious little place with such charming and attractive professors.
Yes, it sounds lovely, yes.
Now he's studying progressive jazz. I wanted him to study serious music.
Miss Burke, there is some money to be made in good jazz.
Oh, I want David to be happy, of course. But the young men he chooses for friends in this town, well, it's appalling.
Are his friends the reason he hates his father?
I beg your pardon.
He told me about Shank Milliken.
Oh?
Now, he certainly hates his father. Why? He tells me he's never seen him.
David found some letters from his father. I'm sorry he saw them. I didn't want him to.
They blackmail letters?
I'm about to appear in a new play. It's terribly important to me. Shank is threatening to ruin it by publicizing ugly lies and inventions concerning our brief life together.
I don't believe that.
He's done it before, and I've paid. I've paid and paid for a long time now. I have a rather expensive front to maintain, Mr. Staccato. This address, our way of life, it's very important. For David and for my career. I haven't had as many show-offers in recent years as I once had. Now with Shank's new demands, well, I'm quite desperate financially.
Miss Burke, why didn't you call the police?
I don't want publicity of this kind, Mr. Staccato.
Well, look, I'm a private investigator. Would you mind if I looked into it quietly?
What's your fee?
Very reasonable. I'll send you a bill.
Should we call it a deal?
Why not?
Thank you, Mr. Staccato, for David and for anything you can do about Shank.
By the way, the letters that he sent you, was there a return address on them?
There was none, but they were postmarked New York City.
Well, could you recognize his handwriting?
They were typewritten. His signature was so badly scrawled, I'm sure he was hopelessly intoxicated.
All right, we'll find him.
I understand he sunk lower and lower. It's not easy to locate someone who's fallen.
Wrong. It's easy to follow the trail down. There's so many nice people that love to give you directions. Good night, Miss Burke. The trail down was short. It started with an office in Midtown. Shank's dues had piled up almost as high as his tabs at the corner pub. The musicians' union dropped him over a year ago. An old buddy passed the rumor Shank was working some Broadway theater. That narrowed it down to New York City, which has a population of 10 million plus. And at least as many theaters.
Hi, sweetie. You got money in this show?
No, I'm not a backer. I'm just looking for somebody.
You're smart. It's a real turkey.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Look, maybe you can help me.
All right, mister. On your way.
I'm looking for a friend.
Yeah, I know, but none of these girls are friendly. Out.
Look, is there a fellow named Shank Milliken working here?
Yeah, he's here. What about him?
I'd like to talk to him.
Now, look, I hired him as a stage doorman. He drinks a little, but he's okay. If there's any trouble...
No trouble, just a friendly visit.
All right. It's over here.
Thank you.
Milligan. Milligan. You're letting tourists stream through here like it's Grand Central Station.
Hello, Shank.
Johnny. It's okay, Mr. Lentz. Johnny Staccato's an old friend of mine.
But just once in a while, keep your eye on the door if you get a chance, will you?
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Johnny, come in, sit down, will you? Oh, boy. Sit. Let me look at you.
Oh, I see you're still wearing those same old patent leather sneakers, huh?
Oh, I'm just filling in here as doorman, waiting for a club job with a small combo or recording session. Just filling in.
Go on. You know, you could play any club in the country if you just leave it alone.
So I drink a little. But they ain't forced me to play bop yet.
Well, that's some satisfaction.
Bop. They never played that legitimate jazz like you and me, huh, Johnny? Oh, those bopsters, they flap their fifths. We drink ours.
Go on, you're a reactionary, Shank.
You and me, we remember the real jazz men. Hey, remember Gus McKay and Fuzzy Johnson on horn? Oh, that Fuzzy. There was a guy could hit the wrong note and really make it.
You know, when I was trying to track you down, I stopped by the union. They told me you lost your card about a year ago.
Hey, remember Tubby Ferris? Did I ever tell you about the time that he hit that saloon keeper for more loot?
I saw your kid yesterday.
What?
I saw your son.
Yeah? Must be big. 18 or 19.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Walked into Waldo's last night and tried to kill Pete Milliken. Thought he was you. He brought a gun and he didn't use it. He punched Pete right in the mouth.
Well, what do you want to do that for?
Ah, come on, let's face it, Shank. You're not exactly the ideal father. It's a tough life, especially for a kid. And his mother's not exactly apple pie. And he's studying progressive jazz in one of the city colleges, and that's pretty weird right there.
How about that? You gotta warn him. You gotta keep him away from those boppers. Don't let him play bop.
You really interested in his future?
Of course I'm interested. He's my kid, ain't he?
Okay, then why are you trying to shake down his mother?
What are you saying, Johnny?
Why are you blackmailing Vivian Burke?
That's a lie.
She says it isn't. She says you've done it before and you're doing it now.
I know I've taken a skid, but I'd rather play bop than sink that low. It's a lie.
All right. Look, I believe you. I just wanted to get it straight from you.
Honest, Johnny, I'm laying it on you straight.
All right, let me lay it on you straight. I want to bring your son here. I want you to talk to him.
What about?
Life.
What?
Life.
Well, anything you say, Johnny.
My $1 million man.
Well, goodbye, Johnny, and thanks. Thanks for everything.
All right.
Lentz.
Why don't you get on a ball, Milligan? You know, I'm getting sick and tired of having a doorman that's half lushed most of the time.
You ought to be very grateful I do nip a little. Remember the night I got stoned just after I came to work here?
You get stoned every night. Now get back to the door. What's eating you?
You took me home that night and probably saw pictures of Vivian Burke all over my room.
You're out of your head.
And I probably got sentimental and told you the whole story about my son and his mother. You're the one that's been bleeding Vivian Burke.
David?
Hello, Mr. Staccato.
You want to turn that off, please? I want to talk to you. I saw your father today.
Where is he?
You know, you've got a pretty big hate for a father you've only known secondhand.
I said, where is he?
I'll take you to him.
I'll go alone. Where is he?
Now, look, you goofed pretty bad last night, kid. 2 goofs like that and you'll never kick the habit. You want to see your father, I'll take you to him. Okay?
Okay.
All right, grab your coat. Let's go. The stage manager told us he fired Shank that afternoon. Present address and occupation unknown. We started back for the club when I spotted an old friend. It was Shank Milligan. And this alley was obviously his present address.
I can see you turning there. What have you got? Is that him? Gee, he looks old.
Get up there. Come on.
What a lousy place to end it all.
Come on, kid. Come on, kid. Come on.
You're just gonna leave him there?
No, I'll take care of it. Come on. I took the kid home, then called the police to report Shank's body in the alley. They asked me to come down and make identification. It wouldn't make a nice story. Once great jazz artist dead from alcoholism, found penniless in the alley.
Staccato?
Where's the body?
He couldn't wait, I guess.
He was in this crate.
What were you doing prowling up a dark alley?
I was walking by, and I saw the feet. He was dead.
Dead drunk, probably. You can't tell the difference with some of these winos when they go horizontal.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I made a mistake.
Yeah.
The show's over. Everyone's gone, sweetie.
Oh. You caught me thinking.
It's the first time that act ever played this stage.
You're one of the performers, aren't you?
Doll baby, I'm the #1 showgirl in the business.
Oh?
I'm Narcissa.
Narcissa?
Yes, Narcissa. The ads say the creature's so beautiful she doesn't dare look in the mirror for fear of falling hopelessly in love with herself. How about that for a bucket of butterfat?
Yeah, I saw you yesterday. I didn't recognize...
You didn't recognize me with all my clothes on. It's a tired joke, sweetie.
No, it isn't that. I was looking for Shank Milligan.
Oh, Shank. Oh, what a sweetheart. He's a real chewed-up sick doll, baby. From top jazz musician all the way down to stage doorman. That's a long fall, sweetie. You know, this house used to swing to opera and symphony and all that jazz. Shank told me he played right in that pit once. It's sad. It's sad. You know, he gets to me like a stray puppy. I got 8 mongrels in my apartment, you know. Hey, you know, you look like a real sentimental slob way down deep. How's about taking one?
No.
Now, wouldn't you love a very rare cockaroodle?
A cockaroodle?
Yes, part cocker spaniel, part poodle.
Oh, no. Sounds like a mess.
He'll tear your heart out.
I'll pass him by.
Nobody cares about life's mistakes and discards but me.
Has anyone asked about Shank Milliken?
You mean like the law?
Yeah, maybe like that.
No, I haven't seen a badge flash since I left the burlesque house in Jersey. Is Shank in trouble?
No, not anymore. Well, thanks for filling me in.
Anytime, sweetie. You sure you won't have one of those dogs?
No, no.
Hey, you. I've had about all the snooping I'm going to take from you.
I'm not snooping. I'm just auditioning.
Look, buddy, I don't know who you are, but I'm getting tired of dusting you out of here every day. Now beat it.
If you relax a minute, I'll tell you why I'm here. I just want to ask some questions about something very, very peculiar.
All right, ask.
I just saw Shank Milliken in the alley about an hour ago. Now he's disappeared.
You found the body?
The body? I didn't know Shank was dead.
You just said so yourself.
No. I said I saw Shank Milliken in the alley about an hour ago. You supplied the details. But since you know he's dead, you probably know how it happened. You seem a little too nervous and edgy to be mixed up in a business like murder.
Who said anything about a murder?
You know, another half an hour and you could have gotten away with it. You could have thrown the body in the river, you could have thrown him in the alley, and all the police would find is just another derelict drunk.
You're out of your head.
Shank told you about Vivian Burke, and you wrote the blackmail notes. I still don't understand how Shank could talk to you, drunk or sober.
All right, that's enough, sweetie.
Oh, the sentimental showgirl, huh? I can understand how Shank would talk to you.
All right, come on, we're getting out of here. You and your good friend Milligan are going to take a nice little friendly trip together.
There's nothing so depressing as watching the final curtain fall. Nothing so dismal as when the crowds have gone, the empty theaters darkened. For some, this is the end of the world. Others head east for that blazing canyon of light, Broadway, where the show never closes.